It's been about 3 months since the iPhone X first came out, and despite several controversies, poor sales figures, Apple posted a record high profit. So how does the iPhone X fare in after about 3 months? Let's find out in our review. Most will agree that Apple has a really unique strategy for design this year. One of the best glass that they've used on the front as well as the back, medical grade steel which is used as a frame of the phone, and IP67 water resistance makes this phone not only good looking but one of the best built phones available since 2017 going into 2018.
Now 2017 was not a good year for OLED displays, especially with the Pixel 2 facing so many issues. Apple managed to deliver a fantastic looking display that is not only manufactured by Samsung but also tweaked to perfection by Apple themselves. Now this display not only looks gorgeous, has the best colors, but it also fully merges with the sides of the phone minus the notch. Yes, the notch is bothersome initially, but after some time in your day-to-day usage you will rarely notice it. Also, the only real time when the notch comes in the way is when you're watching a full screen video and on the leftmost corner of your video frame there is something that you need. Rest of the times the notch is not such a big problem, and that is possibly why so many companies in 2018 are launching phones with notches in them.
Now initially when iOS 11 came out and on the iPhone X there were lots of issues, lots of glitches that were going on, making it one of the poorest implementations and rollouts of iOS on iPhones. But over the months, 3 months in, iOS has been refined completely. It works really well with the iPhone X.
Apple also added Face ID by replacing Touch ID. And in no way is Face ID a gimmick. It's a series of sensors and thousands of infrared lights that not only map out a 3D structure of your face, but also allow you to access this information to create payments, access your passwords, or even log into websites. Apple also uses machine learning to improve this facial ID recognition over time, so it knows it's your face even if your face is mostly covered. I was surprised to see how well Face ID has been implemented on the device over a period of months and how easily it has completely replaced Touch ID to a point where I no longer miss it. With iPhone X and iOS 11, Apple also added a whole set of gestures to navigate through the operating system, which works more efficiently than the button system that was in the previous generation of iPhones. It is such a natural motion that in most cases when I pick up another phone for the first time, I end up swiping up from the bottom only to realize that it doesn't work. Not only did Apple make a robust and good-looking smartphone, they also pumped it full of hardware, making it one of the most powerful smartphones available in the market today. Apple has a proprietary chipset that works really well with the software that they put on their devices, and this allows them to get the most out of their devices, and the iPhone X is no exception. Now, after the iOS 11 glitches are over, the iPhone X is one of the most natural feeling smartphones that I use every day. Navigating through the operating system and using some of the camera features, some of the applications that work really well on iOS, including things that you would use every day like Instagram and Snapchat, make it one of the best experiences. But also for higher end applications like gaming or high performance tasks, the iPhone X will absolutely deliver. It also scores one of the highest benchmark scores on the market today, making it not only a good looking but also a powerful smartphone. The cameras on the iPhone X have also seen major improvement over the past couple of months. The front facing camera, which initially had a really poor portrait mode which couldn't isolate backgrounds really well, now works flawlessly, manages to find the right amounts of edges, and works really well with the operating system in turning out absolutely fantastic portraits. The portrait studio effects that allow for light contour effects, monochrome effects, and general studio lighting effects work really well and really can up your selfie game a lot. The iPhone X along with the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus are the only smartphones in the market today that capture 4K video at 60 frames per second. This makes the phone exceptionally desirable to creators like us, and we often use the iPhone X as a B-roll camera whenever we need secondary shots. Now the iPhone X also has one of the best smartphone cameras in the market today. The main camera captures a crazy amount of dynamic range, contrast, and highlights, making it one of the most desirable cameras in the market. Both the sensors include optical image stabilization, making the image capture process really easy for people with shaky hands like me, but the convenient 2x optical zoom allows for a zoomed in picture in situations where you would never imagine that zooming into a shot would make that much of a difference. 3 months in, we've used this camera extensively and we've had people ask us so many times what camera was that picture shot on, and in most cases it has been shot on the iPhone X. The only downside to the iPhone X's camera app is that you have no real control over what you're shooting. So whether you're in pictures or in video, I wish Apple would allow for more direct control within the app. Things like changing the resolution of the video or basic settings of the camera, you really need to quit the application, go into settings, and then go into the camera settings and change the setup according to your requirements. I wish the camera was a lot more professional as far as the app is concerned. But there are obviously third-party applications that allow you finer control over the camera, and they come in really handy, especially if you're capturing video. Also, the Face ID on the front-facing camera enables several features like an emoji, which are gimmicky and fun, but they work really well.
Now images are consistent through and through. HDR is one of the best that we've seen on the camera, and for us 4K video at 60 frames per second is basically the benchmark. But not only is it good, it's quite usable for our edits. Even though we shoot on much better higher end cameras, the iPhone X works really well for us as B-roll and can almost always come in handy as a secondary camera for us.
Another big thing that Apple added with the iPhone X was wireless charging, and in most cases we find ourselves not using this. 3 months in, their Air Power Mat is still not launched, so that is something that I'm definitely waiting to check out. The iPhone X does work with quick charging. It also works with Apple's fast charger, allowing you to charge up the phone rather quickly. But I found that with the iPhone X, the amount of battery that's in the device will last a full day with several hours of usage, giving us about 7 to 8 hours of screen on time in most case scenarios. With the software update now rolled out, the iPhone X on wireless chargers also charges at 7.5 watts, making wireless charging speeds slightly better.
Now the iPhone X definitely is not for everyone. There are several smartphones available in the market that offer similar capabilities, similar outlooks, similar camera capabilities, sometimes even better camera capabilities with the portrait mode. But Apple has an ecosystem that works really well for them, so those who are sort of stuck in that Apple ecosystem would definitely go in and pick the best iPhone that's available in the market, and that is the iPhone X. What's also interesting is that this was the most natural progression for Apple, giving one of the best looking displays in the market, giving one of the best looking designs in the market, and giving one of the best performing smartphones in the market. It also has wireless charging capabilities, the ability to fast charge using Apple's own fast charger, but this is an expensive proposition. You need to buy all these things separately and spend a lot of money doing it. It's for those who are interested in getting a really good performing phone that doesn't fail to deliver on one of the most important aspects, which is day-to-day usage. That's it for this review, guys. If you liked it, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already a part of Team iGyaan. This has been Bharat. I will see you guys in the next one.